So the Dallas Mavericks pulled it off. They managed to win a game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Dallas Mavericks did what I didn't think they were going to be able to do, and it's win. Well, they didn't. They won a game. They won a game. So I made a video basically saying it's not looking good for Dallas, and that video was basically saying if Luka Doncic is injured, the Dallas Mavericks don't have that much of a chance in this entire series. And I kind of stand a bit by my point. I'm very, very impressed with how Dallas played. Like, when Tim Hardaway Jr. is shooting well, when PJ Washington is giving you 28 points, or 29 points, was it 28? Either one or the other. When he's going out there and hitting 7 threes, when you've got Kyrie Irving, who, yeah, if you just look at the box score, you're saying, oh, he didn't do anything. His defense has been exceptional. He's facilitating. Kyrie Irving is like the perfect team player. Like, it's ridiculous. Kyrie Irving is doing whatever it takes to win, which is impressive. And then Luka shot well for the first time in the playoffs. But I still give a big edge in this series to Oklahoma City. Yeah, the Dallas Mavericks stole home court. Yeah, I do think that Luka Doncic is the best player in the world. And yeah, I predicted them initially. But Luka is so clearly injured. Like, a lot of people in my comment section are talking about how my video didn't age well. I stand by what I said. Like, they're not going to get swept. They were probably never going to get swept. But it's going to be so hard. Luka has to play out of his mind for 3 or 4 games because the way the team is constructed, they go where Luka goes. As great as Kyrie is, as great as where these other guys are, they go where Luka goes. And if Luka's having a bad game, they're going to struggle. If Luka's having a good game, they can beat literally anyone and can win it all. And the reason why I predicted him is I thought Luka was going to have more than 50% good games. But he's so clearly still hurt. Luka is far from being right. There is a 0% chance that you can say Luka's not right. His knees just randomly starts bleeding during the game. He then went over on his ankle as well. And yes, Luka Doncic can still go and get buckets without having that much elevation. He's actually starting to shoot well from mid. I know his 3 was falling yesterday, but if he starts to go to that mid-range shot, they've been struggling the whole playoffs to guard him. His efficiency's been really good from there. But at the same time, how long is the knee going to hold up? He's very clearly hurt. Every game, he doesn't look like he's getting particularly worse, but he's not getting better. He's very clearly not getting better. Like, I don't understand how Dallas... I don't see a way that Dallas are able to go and string off 4 games in a row, or 4 games out of 6, 7, or 3 out of 6, where they go and do that again, where their guys are shooting the lights out. Because Kleba's a big loss. With the way they like to play, Kleba is a massive loss. And as good as Gafford and like Derek Lively are at times, there are times you want to spread the floor and you can't with either of them because neither of them have a jump shot. So the Thunder are a team where obviously they can get hot, and I think they'll figure stuff out. Like, they're playing Josh Giddey too much. They're playing Josh Giddey at all. Like, I was someone that when Josh Giddey came into the league thought this guy is going to be legit. And I still do think there are certain situations where Josh Giddey is a good NBA player. Not in Oklahoma City. Not there. Like, he needs the ball in his hands a bit. He's not a good shooter. Teams leave him open. And he is a starter for some reason. There are better players. Wiggins is a better player for that team than Josh Giddey. Is Josh Giddey a better player than Aaron Wiggins? Yes. For that team, is Josh Giddey a better player? No. No, he's not. He should not be in the rotation right now. Gordon Hayward, I just don't know why they're playing him. Like, he has 0 points in the playoffs right now. I don't know why they're playing him right now. Gordon Hayward, just sit him on the bench. The team has got a bit of a bench. Like, OKC, they have Jalen Williams, the other Jalen Williams off the bench. They have Joe and Aaron Wiggins. Like, those 3 guys, really good. You can go 8-man. You can go 8-man in the playoffs. Someone tell the coach that you can go 8-man in the playoffs. I know, obviously, he wants to stick with his big rotation. It's a young team. People have said young teams have never gone this far, which is true. And at the end of the game, you can see them. It didn't faze them. And that's the one thing about young teams, is that sometimes they're so young, they don't feel the pressure. And that seems what it's like with these guys, is that they're win or lose, they don't seem to get down. They just seem to be a young team vibing, which can be dangerous. In any sport, if you've played against a team like that, they can get on a roll on you and like go through you, no matter how much experience. If there's a young team and they get hot, they're very, very hard to stop, and that's what this Thunder team is. But for Dallas, as great as Kyrie Irving was last night, you got to see Kyrie's got to look to shoot the ball in the first half. He has not looked to shoot the ball in the first half in this playoffs until halfway through the second quarter in Game 4. Other than halfway through the second quarter in Game 4 against the Clippers, Kyrie Irving hasn't really looked to shoot the ball, and that is a problem. Kyrie's got to at least look to shoot the ball until the second half. He didn't look to shoot the ball at all yesterday, but he's got to be a little bit more aggressive because Luka Doncic is hobbling around there. It is so impressive what he's doing. It is actually so impressive. And every big game Luka has, I know I've heard people saying, like, we can't just make excuses when he plays bad and then praise him like he's the best when he plays well. Luka Doncic is playing exceptionally well for an injured player. Luka Doncic is not playing particularly well up to his standards. But it's so obvious that he's hurt. I can't see, and if Dallas do come through this series, they are not beating the Timberwolves. There is a 0% chance Dallas beat the Timberwolves right now. So, if you do want a good Western Conference Finals series, maybe the Thunder stepping up. Like, Thunder might have a chance against Minnesota. I'm not sure they do either. But, like, this Dallas Mavericks team, it's so impressive what they're all doing. It's impressive that Luka Doncic is an absolute warrior out there, clearly should not be playing, and is still giving you production of a top 15 player in the NBA. What Kyrie Irving is doing to try help the team win is something that, I mean, again, is incredible. He doesn't give a damn about his stats. That man is just out there to win, which is refreshing to see in the NBA right now. And then there are other guys, one of every 3 games, they're probably going to step up and hit shots. Like if Derek Jones is playing well as well. But if Tim Hardaway and PJ Washington shoot like that in every other game, sure, they're going to win a lot of them, but you can't really trust role players to do that every single time. But yeah, that is the video. Does my opinion change? Do I think Dallas are in trouble? Yeah. And it's not necessarily about anything other than the fact if Luka was 100%, I would still pick Dallas to win this series. I think Dallas, I think it's very unlikely to win the series, but if they do, I think they have 0 chance in the conference finals. But there's only so much a player that can't move can will you to victory. And that's the case, the sad case with Luka, is as much as it did kind of age badly, me saying they were done, I still think it's very unlikely because there's only so far you can go when your star player, who your whole offense runs around, you play a heliocentric style offense around one player, when he cannot move.